I want to say sorry in advance. I'm kind of sick, so I might cough a lot, which is why this video will be heavily edited. And small announcement. I remember I used to have free resumes. I would share my resume and my resume template, my cover letters and my cover letter templates to you guys. That link has been broken for the past 6 months, but I finally fixed them, so they're in the description now, so you guys can check that out. Sorry it took so long, but all right, let's start the video. Okay, so the first story I want to talk about is that there was someone who had a Google offer for $277,000 total compensation at Google. And I thought that was pretty cool, and I was extremely jealous, but this story was on Blind. In case you don't know what Blind is this anonymous forum. It's kind of like Reddit, but for work. I stumbled upon this post on Blind. It's about this person who got a Google offer, and he said it was thanks to Blind. You know, he came from a CS background at a no-name public university, apparently, and he had 3 years of experience in a mid-sized tech company making $150K. Okay. And then, after his hard work interviewing, what happened is he ended up with $277,000 total compensation as an L4 at Google. If this isn't the American dream, I don't know what is. Now, the thread was huge. As you can see, there were so many people congratulating him and asking him follow-up questions, blah, blah, blah. The thread is definitely worth reading for people who want to interview for Google because he gives actually a lot of tips. But I don't care about that. I read it because I never had anyone congratulate me for my job. So I kind of pretended that was me. Yeah. Anyways, let's see how he did it. I think that's what you guys care about. So apparently the first thing he did is he read, Elements of Programming Interviews, which is a book. It's, he bought the Java version. He said that I wouldn't have even heard about this book without seeing it mentioned on Blind. What a brown noser. Good book though, but I actually used the Python version because I'm a snake.
I'm a snake.
And then after that, he lead coded. Classic. He said, I don't think I would have done as much lead code as I did if I wasn't stressed so much on Blind. Gross. Man, seriously, why don't you just go marry Blind if you like Blind so much? Man, I hate this guy. Anyways, and then the third thing he did, he also said that he used algoexpert.io, a site where you can practice coding interviews along with video explanations. No, I'm kidding. He didn't use AlgoExpert, but he could have, and it probably would have been worth it. Just saying. So for lead code, apparently he did 130 questions, 30 easy, 50 medium, and 20 hard. Like mine. And then when he interviewed at Google, he said that he had 6 total interviews, 1 phone call, which was 45 minutes, and then 5 on-site, which were also all 45 minutes. And one of them, he said, was a behavioral interview. And apparently Google does that now. And I heard that they call it a googly interview. Yeah, they want to know how googly you are. If you don't know what googly means, for them it means, it just means that you're not a jerk. If you're a googly, then it means you're not a jerk. So they're just making sure of that. For example, if you're subscribed to this channel, you are googly. And if you talk shit about me because of all my ads, then that is not googly. Yeah, and he said the rest of the interviews were all pure coding, no system design questions. After he passed all the interviews, for the negotiating part, he said, I received 3 competing offers of about $250,000. But thanks to Blind, I knew Google could pay more. So he had an initial offer from Google for $250,000, which was already pretty good by itself. And then he used all those $250,000 offers to try to boost him up. So I think he did some negotiating back and forth between the companies, and eventually, he actually lied, saying that they paid $270,000 instead of $250,000. They said that the offers were actually $270,000, which eventually got him to $277,000 from Google. You know, I do not condone lying. That is extremely unethical. So don't get caught. Speaking of unethical and lying, Facebook is actually the worst place for work-life balance according to a survey. I'm just kidding. I love Facebook. Facebook is great. Love the company, love the people, one of the best cultures out there. But there was a thread on Blind where they asked users if they worked over 40 hours and if they worked during the weekend. And Facebook has the highest rate of 68%, meaning 68% of them reported working 40 hours or more, compared to Google, which was 42%. 46% reported working on weekends for Facebook, while Google only 19%. I'm actually surprised. LinkedIn is there with 47%, which surprised me because when I was there, they barely worked weekdays. And then question number 3 was, do you feel pressure/stress due to fear of PIP, which is a performance improvement plan, which means you're gonna get fired soon, or layoffs? Of course, number 1 was Netflix with 80% of the people, meaning everyone is scared shitless of getting fired, which is a line of what I heard about the culture, is that, they just fire people when they don't need them. But that's why their products are so good. Amazon was 76%, Facebook was 41%. Oh, that's a big drop. But it's still high compared to Google with 13% and Microsoft with 7%. Honestly, I think a high layoff rate is actually pretty good because it keeps their employees on their toes. I would hate to have freeloaders and underperformers on my team. It's just not fun. It drags you down. And I also love to gossip whenever people are getting fired because that's juicy shit. Of course, these numbers are not conclusive. I mean, the sample size is extremely small and it's also biased. I know, I'm pretty good with stats. I mean, what can I say? I was a data scientist. Unagi. Now, another thing I want to talk about people complaining about my ads in my videos. Now, I want you to know this is actually a very common thing for YouTubers to do. And this YouTuber, Dan Mace, explains it perfectly.
Before you start commenting, why are you making an ad, a sponsored video, you're hurting my eyes, you're wasting my time, let me tell you something about sponsored videos. The brand doesn't have anything to say over the actual content. If anything, you should be stoked because for me as a creator, I'm getting paid in order to make these films and in order to make more films.
I just have an addiction. Like, I can't stop myself, Now, I don't want to generalize, right? But I'm pretty sure that most of you, if you were in my position, like not all, but most of you would do the same if you were in my position. Would you put an ad if they'd pay you $10,000 to do it? Not so principled anymore, aren't you? Dude, I would suck a dick for $10,000. Just kidding. I'd do it for $100. But yeah, I mean, I actually don't think that many people are complaining. I just really wanted to say that joke. Was it funny? Okay, whatever. In other news, apparently Jake Paul dissed the whole software engineering career. There was a video of Jake Paul, a YouTuber that confronted this other YouTuber. His name was Cody Ko. And I'm actually a fan of Cody Ko, so I might be biased, but Cody Ko made a funny commentary about him, saying, some criticism. He made another video where Jake Paul confronts Cody Ko to stop internet bullying. When he described Cody Ko, he said that Cody Ko was just a small back-end developer, a back-end tech dude. I forgot what he said, but here's the clip.
I saw this Cody Ko guy for the first time when he was working at Fullscreen, which is like a YouTube community network, as like a little back-end tech developer.
What? He just single-handedly disrespected a whole career, saying that our career, software engineering, is small and no skill kind of a thing. But it's okay, because at least Cody Ko has our back.
Just a little puny little back-end tech developer. Just so disrespectful. Just belittling an entire career in one little statement. It's not cool, dude. You can come for me as much as you want, but don't come for my fellow software engineers. That's where I draw the fucking line.
Speaking of celebrities, the next story isn't about tech, but it's about Constance Wu, actress from Crazy Rich Asians. She's also an actress from an ABC show called Fresh Off the Boat, and recently it got renewed. So apparently what happened is that on Twitter, she actually started saying stuff like, fuck's sake, start swearing and expressing how much she was annoyed by the show being renewed. And people were shocked about this. Now, what happened was she probably had a contract that binded her and the show for like maybe 5 years or 6 years. I don't know how many years, but she would have to continue filming for Fresh Off the Boat. But because of her recent success with Crazy Rich Asians and stuff like that, she probably had better opportunities coming in, but she could not take them. She could not take the more fulfilling job roles because she has to do Fresh Off the Boat. So on Twitter, she was just saying like, oh, fuck this, like I hate that. Okay, I forgot what she said exactly, but it was pretty disrespectful to the show. I think it's honestly fine to be dissatisfied with something or like dissatisfied with your current job if you have better opportunities coming in. That's totally fine. I understand that. But I think it's extremely disrespectful to publicly curse your employers, right? I mean, isn't it awkward if you go back to work next year with the same employer fresh off the boat and everyone knows that you just hate your job? Like, how are you supposed to work with them now? It's terrible. So I just want to end this video by saying, Constance, that was an extremely ungoogly thing you did. All right, peace.
Came through dripping Aquafina, I'm sipping 15, kept a weapon on me.